Hello and welcome students. Today in this video we shall learn about an important article, Unrest and Violence Among Students. In fact, throughout the world we see there is a great surge in the cases of unrest and violence among the students, not only in schools, colleges, but up to universities level also, or you can say the schools which were earlier were not marked as the center of violence. We see the youngsters, they are also involved in some of the cases of violence. The things are changing. Now we shall discuss that the cases of unrest and violence among the students have become the burning issue of the time in school, colleges and universities. What are the causes? What are the causes of these increasing incidents of violence and unrest among the students? Have the teachers changed? Have the students changed? Or there is something else that is responsible for the surge in the cases of the violence and unrest among the students? Now we shall discuss one by one what are the probable causes of a violence among the students. First of all, if we discuss, there is a great change in the societies. In the decades of 90s, we see there is a tremendous growth in the digital platforms. The students, they spend their lot of times on social media or on the various gadgets that they have given into their hands. They have lost their interest in the books. Now let us proceed further. What are other causes? Prevalence of the despondence and a dejection among the students. What are the reasons? What are the causes that there is the surge in the despondence and dejection among the students? Nowadays we see there are two sorts of the students who are keenly interested in their studies. Their brought up is so nice that these students, they respect their parents, they respect their teachers, they respect their values. And on the other hand, there are many of the students who watch the films, movies which are full of violence and unrest. In some of the movies we see that the villains, they enjoy throughout the life, and at the end of their life they are killed by the heroes. But the pleasures or the luxuries they spent or they enjoyed in their life, these are the things which lucrate those students who have no interest in their studies, and these lucrations made or filled these students with the sense of unrest, and there is a kind of despondence and a dejection from the society. These students are detached from the society and they always spoiled the unrest, and they also cause violence in the educational institutions. What is the next cause? Dissatisfaction and a discontentment to the educational setup. Nowadays we see there is the great demand of jobs throughout the world, and nobody wants to do the work or the job which involves the hard work. Everybody is running after the white collar jobs, and white collar jobs are not sufficient in number that we may provide it to every family, every member. That's why the present educational setup, that is not sufficient to meet the demand of the students, and there is a great need of the education system that may develop the people who are skillful in doing various sorts of jobs. Students must have to find out what are the alternate jobs. Now gone are the days when there were the jobs only for joining armed forces, driving or traditional jobs, farming. No student is willing to adopt farming or agriculture as a profession. This is an irony also, because educational setup was of such type in earlier decades of 20th century, which would ask the students, which would promote the students about the dignity of the labor. But now the students, they have lost their interest in the works which involved hard work or perspiration. Now everybody wants to become a billionaire, but nobody wants to work hard. This is the reason that there is a great sense of dissatisfaction and discontentment among the students because of the poor educational setup, not only in India but worldwide. There is a great need to change or to shift the educational setup into such a realm where everyone may be ready for facing the challenges of the life. Next reason or the cause of increasing unrest and violence: unemployment, poor family conditions and lucrating dreams. Actually, unemployment is the greatest challenge of the present society. The students, they feel in the educational setup that they are not being prepared for the employment. Their employment is not certain. It is not any sort of guarantee that they will get a good job after completing their education. That's why in the fear of unemployment, they take the harbor or the shelter of the violence, and they become the victim of a violence. And poor family conditions and lucrating dreams. Here there are two things. I am saying poor family condition. Actually, there is no curse being poor. Everybody in this world can't be rich or tycoon. But if these people are lucrated towards the big dreams, then definitely there will be the frustration. Everyone in the society must try to console, must try to be satisfied with the prevailing conditions. Every education system should lead towards a system which will lead the people from adversity to the prosperity. Every student should find it out that I shall do good more for my family, for my society and for my country. Here, poverty is not a curse, but if the children who are coming from the humble backgrounds, but they are having the so much big dreams which are beyond their reach, definitely such type of students get victim very easily of the unrest and violence among the educational institutions. So the students should also not be fanciful, but they should also feel reality. They must know, they must realize what is the harshness, what is the harsh reality of the life. What is the next cause? Intervening of the political leaders and the poor social brought-ups. Here it is also an important point. We see that in every educational institution there is the politics. The students, they are shown big and lucrative dreams. The political leaders, they intervene. Their attendants or their assistants, they visit the colleges and they promote the students to provoke or to raise their slogans, to raise their voice against the prevailing system of education. That's why they become victim very easily, because students are very tender-hearted. They are so soft that they can be mauled in any of the direction. That's why they are trapped in the trap of the political leaders, and they becomes the cause of unrest and violence among the students and in the educational institutions. Now, is there any solution of this problem? And the students, they raise their voice or they are in the position of unrest. Which sorts of method they adopt to express their resentment? They show or they raise, they assemble for strikes. They stop working, the professors, the teachers, or they completely ban the educational system in the institutions. Many times they take the shelter of the demonstration, then they boycott the classes and they make the garages of the offices of the principals or the university chancellors. So there are a lot of methods of these students to express their resentment. I repeat, they apply strikes, they go for strikes, they go for demonstrations, they boycott the classes, and many times they get their offices of their principals or the chancellor of the university or the other officials of the institutions. Now the question arises finally, is there any solution of this increasing problem in the educational institution? Definitely, where there will be the problem, there must be a solution also. The solutions of the unrest and violence among the students is very much easier. We can win everyone by the feeling of affection. If we treat these students or if we mistreat these students, definitely they will be more violent and the things will be worsened. But before that, we should talk to them. We must talk the students about their demands. What are their demands? And if the demands are legitimate, they should be accepted and they should be fulfilled. And what may be the other reasons? In fact, students are the pillars of the nation and their grievances should be redressed properly. They should not be suppressed. The students must not be suppressed. Many a times, or you can say every time, they are the target group. Some outer forces intervene in the colleges or the universities. They provoke the students and they become the victim of those outer forces. So before getting them into the trap, the universities or the authorities of the university and colleges, they must come forward with the tender heart and they must accept the feeling of the students. And if their grievances are proper, they should be redressed with the sharpness, with the affection. Attention towards their legitimate demands, and they should be promoted, they should be counseled that where they are supposed to go, what is the objective of their joining the institution. After passing their degree college or after passing the university exams, what will be their objective? How they take the life, they should be realized. Life is a journey that is full of struggles, and there are various faults in the life which may make us to realize whether we are right or whether we are wrong. Students should be channelized because they are full of energy. They are the powerhouse of the energy, and they should be targeted in such a way that they may lead to the right direction. They should be stopped to go and trap in the hands of those outer forces of the anti-social elements, or the anti-social elements should be avoided to enter in the colleges. So finally it is said that affection can change even devils into angels. The students, they are soft, they are not by birth the cause of the unrest or violence, they are not the source of the violence, but they are being used by some of the people to raise their demands. The students, they should be guided properly. Only then we shall be able to get rid of this big challenge, and we shall win over this challenge, and we shall be able to establish the ancient sort of relationship which would prevail among the teacher and the